good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jenna Mosonko. We apologize for the late start. It's just 5 minutes. I know that didn't hurt. So, yeah, I'm here with my co-host Ibrahim Balde and our guest here, Adi Durami, to help us analyze some of the stories we have on the papers. Ibrahim?
Well, it's so good to be here. I mean, especially this morning. At this time, it's a very cool morning today. It's good that it rained this morning. No complaints. I'm happy.
Really? What's good about the fact that it rained?
You will never understand.
He secretly is a farmer.
She can never understand.
Really?
You will never, ever understand.
The fact that it rained.
And he's happy.
And you're happy.
Ask people like Aliou Jallo, people like Bakari.
Okay, I don't seem to get it. I'm confused.
People like Tunkara. They all know when it rains in the morning how it feels like.
Is that right? Yes, I think when it rains, we all struggle to get to work because our roads get flooded. But I'm sure there's another reason why.
There's no hidden agenda.
I am sure there's no hidden agenda. I'm sure you will explain to the viewers.
It's just that when it rains in the morning, you feel cool. I mean, you feel relaxed. I mean, the atmosphere, everything is cool. We all will agree to the fact that
people are going to take Jeneba's laughter for something else. So you have dug a hole
so
for
you
yourself.
Mean for the past 1 week? I mean, didn't you see how hot the atmosphere?
Oh, okay. It's about the temperature.
It's about the temperature.
Oh, really? Then why did you say I might not?
We were
ask Aliou Jallo, Tunkara, all these people. We will ask them after the program.
And what is special about what these people have something I do not have? What is my difference?
They feel the heat.
They feel the heat more than I do.
Maybe it's a bit different because the way people perceive things and the way you perceive things might be different. Yes.
Okay, they're older than me anyway, so I can also use that. One can also say they're older than me.
Oh God,
but
it's good. It's good. It rained this morning.
Exactly. So then what?
You're only a baby.
Tawbi bahna na bahut. Tawbi bahna na bahut. Everybody can attest to that. It's a question.
So which means your weekend was good.
If you know the taw is bah, please.
So which means your weekend was good.
My weekend was...
It ended well.
Exceptional.
Because it rained.
It was good. No, it rained this morning.
Because this morning rained.
The whole weekend it didn't rain.
Why?
But it rained Monday morning.
But it ended...
Imagine if at all it rained on Saturday.
Mr. Ade, how was your weekend?
My weekend consists of 1 day, Sunday. So I spent most of it watching football. And then we decided to go for a walk on this new stretch of road that they're doing for the OIC project. It was nice and hot, and lots of people, because there's a nice stretch that's been smoothed out, lots of people took this Sunday to stroll. So we met lots of people strolling. And so
Mr.
I was surprised at how many people.
Is that how you enjoyed your weekend?
I was asked and I'm telling.
You call that an enjoyment?
Anyway, for me,
I like to relax.
My weekend, I slept.
Yes.
The entire time, you know. Yesterday, I was just sleeping, waking up, because I felt like,
Why?
I needed to, because I still did not recover
from your Bali
from
trip.
my to be honest.
Next time we'll send somebody old to Bali.
Yeah, I haven't recovered, and you know what? I'm not exaggerating this, and thank God somebody came to me that went to Bali for a program, and the person came. This is an individual who has been prominent, who has been on the show before. Right. And then the person said, how come you went to Bali and you were able to report effectively? I'm like, why do you ask? She's like, I went to Bali for a training. I could not attend the training because of exhaustion.
What?
Yes.
Then something is wrong with Bali.
No, it's
wrong.
Something is wrong somewhere.
It's hard to visit.
It's a long journey.
It's a long journey.
It's a different time zone.
Exactly.
So of course.
Like I'm still like yet to recover my whole heart system.
Because your biological clock is set to your normal place of
and also my anyway, I will not get into that, but I'm still trying to recover and move on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so now let's get to business.
Let's get to business after bringing chaos.
It's business
on the table. So we have the African proverb as usual, the newspaper review. Our guest is already here. And on Community Watch today, we'll be taking a look at KMC cleaning of gutters. So we'll be joined by Lamin Diba, Councillor Chairman, Environment and Sanitation Committee. And on social issues, we'll be taking a look at the closure of the Birkama Fish Market. And we'll be joined by the Food Safety and Quality Authority here, as well as the Chairman, Birkama Fish Market
Yes.
to actually educate. I think this is a very good one because the last time we were actually having conversations as to how did it reach here, you know, what should have been done, things like that. So instead of speculating, these individuals will get to help us really understand what the problem is. Inspection was taking place or not, we are not sure. We weren't there. Why did they allow this to actually reach the stage?
And not only that, I can tell our viewers that we will be going there again today.
To just to check. Yeah, that's a good thing. And
Well,
in sports world, we have Mamadou Gajaga as well, who was at the Lajor Stadium in chess, and Gambia and South Sudan. 1-0 there, so he'll be here as well to give us an update in relation to that. In case we might have a surprise guest, I can't confirm that, but if we do, enjoy. I'm not sure.
Let's carry on with the
We
program.
carry on, yes. So what is our African proverb?
All right, I specifically put this up here
Yes.
for Jenaba.
For me?
Yes.
Why?
Well, when it's revealed, read everything.
If you educate a man, you educate one person. If you educate a woman, you educate a whole family.
Okay, I'll throw it back to you guys instead of me,
Yes.
because I'm the woman here.
Sure.
So I'll throw it back. Do you agree with the proverb?
Well, I agree.
You
For
do?
this one, I agree.
Okay, why?
I concur.
Why?
Well, I mean, when you look at our own settings, I mean, the way we live in our society, we all know. I'll take an example from our mothers.
Okay.
I mean, we all know our mothers are always busy when it comes to training their children. I mean, we learn a lot from our mothers.
Yeah.
We learn a lot. We got to know a lot of things because every day a baby will be with the mother.
Okay.
At some point, every day a child, most of the time, a child and the mother are always together.
Okay.
Being at the farm, going to the market,
Okay.
almost everywhere. So you got to learn a lot from your mother. So it's telling you, if you educate a woman, you educate a whole family.
Okay.
So I agree.
Are you using the same judgment to
Yes,
this?
I mean, and I can even use my own example.
Yeah.
My father's generation, my father went abroad to study, as did many of his contemporaries. When they came back, as in came back to Sierra Leone, many of their wives, including my mother, even though she was a trained nurse, actually decided to be the homemaker. My father went out on to be a lawyer for the government and then a government minister. And so, because my mother, the woman, was the person who we spent most time with, the fact that, you know, she imparted things to us actually supports what is said in this proverb. It's not just a proverb that applies to Africa. I mean, it applies to many African countries, but it applies to lots of countries outside of Africa. That, you know, if you educate a woman, because, you know, traditionally women are given that role of rearing the child, whilst, you know, the men, the men go out to work. Even though things are changing, that in many societies that is still the case. We even have colleagues here in the office who work and their wives don't work, and so their wives spend more time with the children than they do. Than
For me, really, this proverb gives me the feeling of really that the girl child has to be educated. You know, you both talked about the fact that it's the woman that spends most of the time with the kids. So it's important that the girl child is educated from start, get the education, and repeatedly told that you have to be educated, not just for yourself, but you have a generation to inspire. Because no matter what, fine, the narrative is changing, whereby we have dads now actually getting involved when it comes to the upbringing of their kids. That is changing now. I'm seeing that trend where parents are really, the dad is really getting involved into the lives of the kids. Still, there's a lot of room for improvement. But for me, it's about the fact that the girl child needs to be educated, and remind that you have to be educated all the way, because you have a generation to inspire.
Can I stop you there and ask why your generation always refers to the girl child? The girl is a female child. A boy is a is a male child. Just say girl.
The girl, but still,
but I don't know why people say
but
girl
it's still
child.
okay.
Anyway,
it's still okay to say, because it's all applicable.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I understand. But for me, generally, just to make this quick, is that, you know, the girl has to be educated all the way, and if that happens, then it will be easy for the children as well to be educated, because then you would show them that this is who I am, this is who I've become. I want you to be this.
Yeah, it slightly goes against the proverb because the proverb refers to the kind of the traditional old school thing. Because now, when you get the sense when both the male and the female are educated and go out to work, that proverb doesn't work.
Well, I think,
I'm just trying to relate it that way.
We will take this for another day.
Yes, we will. Yes. It's a debate for another day.
Time is against us.
Yeah, it is. All right, so we will now go for a short break, and we'll be right back.
Tabaski ak style 2022 loolu laa wax de man waaw kay boo gisee nag ñu di ko waajal depuis léegi dañoo bëgg nag yokku cere dolli ñeex li ko waral nag QTV dañu bëgg saa yu ñuy def dara képp ku ci nekk rek gis ci sa bopp moo waral nag this time ñu bëgg koo yokku nag yaatal ko nag géew bi nag dañu ko yaatal boo mu yaatu lool ba tax ñu ngi woo designers yépp ci biir réew mi waaye yow mi nekk sax bitim réew bëgg ñu wane nag say product jokkal ak QTV da ci am solo nag bu baax a baax ba tax nag ki nga xamante ne piis lay jaay ci marché bi ginnaaw wane ay piisam ak ay xeetu piis yi mu yor ñëwal ci biir Tabaski ak style 2022 moom la ñuy waajal xanaa war naa neex dama ne nag kaay leen ngeen won ma seen mënin ma wax leen seeni cumbukaay ba tax nag jokkoo leen ak ñun ci nu mu gën a gaawee ci 32 44 44 4 ak QTV ak Tabaski ak style yéen ñi rek ñu tax doo yow rek ci jongoma cey
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. Now we head right on to the newspaper review quickly.
Yes, this is the Point newspaper, and some of the headlines of the Point newspaper reads: Transport Union urges drivers to take strict precautions during rainy season, and of course, URR motorbike accident claim life. Hospitalized too. Gambian Deputy Ambassador in Bissau reacts to removal claims. Authorities hold emergency meeting over heavy oil spill. And of course, Gambia and Sierra Leone First Ladies receive honorary decorate degree awards.
Doctorate?
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, doctorate rather. Degree awards.
Is that it you have?
Yes.
I have the FORIA, and I have top left, Sheriff Division orders occupants in Buffalo to vacate. Very interesting story there. Government to investigate, prosecute members of ex-president and vice president's convoy, which again they're sort of on a daily basis giving,
like they did with
from the TRRC report. That's right. EU allocates 1.2 million euros to fight against food insecurity, poverty in the Gambia. That's quite a small amount. Not that I'm asking them to give more, but anyway. And Foroya's managing editor calls for amendment of media laws. I'm a media practitioner and I hear this all the time. I'm actually getting fed up of hearing it. Ndigal followers allege that police stopped them from entering the Gambia. And then kidney failure becoming common, which again is a concerning one. And another concerning one that's related to medical matters are all those who claim to cure eyes on Gambian radio stations certified to treat eye illness. Interesting.
Are they? Are they certified? It's a big question.
Yeah. So the question here is, when it comes to that, is that we hear radio stations, certain, not all, certain radio stations really give huge advertisement platforms to some of these traditional doctors, you know. So my question is, are these people certified? Do they go through the right testing and all of that?
Which is the question they're asking.
The media has a huge role to play as in giving these individuals a platform. I've never seen QTV really give a platform. I'm not saying this because I work here, but the reality is I've not really seen us give platform to.
We don't, and I can tell you why we don't.
How about doctors?
Both Babuka Sise, our deputy editor, and myself, we get these calls all the time.
That they want
Somebody says, give me, you know, time on your channel, and I will tell people to touch the television, and they will be cured, and so on. We don't encourage that at all.
So my take is, what is the role of the media here? In as much as these people are paying, it's money, but what can we do? Because it's not our job at the end of the day to go ask if you are certified or not, but you have to bring in the evidence as well for us to give you the platform.
Well, I'll tell you something. I mean, and I don't know. This is not putting blames on authorities or something. There was a traditional healer, I mean, who called me on several occasions. He's been following me for the past 5 years to advertise on Q Radio. So this guy I asked him to bring all his documents,
Exactly.
whether he's satisfied or not. And, you know, I am surprised he brought documents.
That
To show
He's satisfied, like he's satisfied.
From where?
And this guy, well, I mean.
from the Ministry of Health.
Well, this guy brought me documents.
Showing what?
That's the question.
He is certified. And I
Get it,
can-
wife. Where is
but
Do
I
what
can-
and by whom?
the authorized by?
I can still tell him to bring these documents here on this
But my
moment.
question is, did you read what does the
I mean, as a VJ,
Headings,
what
as a VJ.
questions did you ask? Who certified you and to do what? What did they certify?
what
you
is
to
it
do?
from the? Can you confirm to
Well,
us? It's the Ministry of Health.
At some point, I wasn't interested because when I spoke to the management of Q Radio,
Yeah.
they were not ready to even.
Compromise.
Yes.
But I think that was unfair on his
It
part.
was a different management.
That's how I feel. I feel like it's unfair on his part. You know why?
I'll tell you something. The issue of radio stations giving them 30 minutes or giving them 1 hour, you know, to air their advertisement. I think most of these radio stations are following money.
Well, which Jennifer
Yes.
said, it's about money.
It's money they are following, not the interest of the people.
Sure.
But at the end of the time, you look at it, the medicines that they are giving to people, whether they are being measured correctly.
Sure.
That's the question.
And that's the crucial thing, and that's the point that they're making with this editorial here.
Yeah.
They're saying that glaucoma, for example, is becoming a familiar illness amongst our population. It's important for radio stations to check the
Exactly.
credentials of those who claim to cure eye illnesses
Yes.
and not just give them.
That is why I
free rein
feel
on
like
TV
maybe
or
you
on
were
the radio.
unfair to him. In as much as the management you're talking about said they will not give him a chance, but just to check. If that was me, I was just going to check if really it's from the Ministry of Health. Then as a journalist, I can take it from there to question the ministry to say, what are the steps? What steps did you follow? Did
Jennifer,
you do clinical tests on these herbal medicines?
We all know
to
how
know?
easy it is to get certain documents in this country.
Yes.
You can even pay someone to get you documents. You can pay someone to get you a passport. You can pay someone to get you an approval. So we have all these things here.
Yeah,
you don't even need to move. I mean, from your
It's
place.
true, we hear it
Just
all
sit
the
and
time.
it comes on your desk.
Sure.
So I mean, getting these documents, they can get the right document, but whether they've gone through the right process to acquire that document.
Well, that's what Jennifer is saying. It's up to the radio station to say, okay, you've brought your certification. We are now going to contact the certifying authority.
Exactly.
And we shall ask them whether they certified you properly to get this, or did you pay to get this?
Yeah, and the thing
That's-
is,
that's
which body, what we need to, like, this is a development, this is a story, you know, because what specific body is even responsible under the Ministry of Health or any department to actually do the clinical tests and everything? We know moringa, for instance, it's an established fact that moringa, it's okay, it has its health benefits, it has been tested, put to test again and again. But some of these things really are not put to test. And even when Nari came here, they spoke about it. They do not have the equipment to even test when it comes to some of these agricultural breeding practices and stuff. Here we are, we do not even have certain equipment when it comes even to treat cancer and stuff. So that means, why should they even invest on checking on these things? Obviously not. But anyway, I stand to be corrected, but we move. Some of these things are just, you know, when you think about it, it's just difficult.
But we can
It's just
still
difficult
find
to deal
out.
with.
We can still, I mean, try to find out and see
We
whether
shall see.
some of these
But they've raised a very good point.
They
I
have.
think that's, and you know, I think it's one that needs to be looked into.
Yeah.
Because it needs to go beyond money.
Exactly.
From these radio stations, because they're playing with people's health.
They are playing with
And,
people's
you
health.
know, if somebody goes to them and pays money, and then their glaucoma is not treated.
And what's more disheartening is the fact that I do not know, sometimes when you listen to it over the radio, you hear certain people that they use as evidence to say, oh, it worked for me.
You know,
How are we supposed to know it's just not any random individual?
I'll tell you something. I'll clarify this. You know, I used to work for Unique FM in Basse.
Okay.
At some point, there was a healer that came to the radio. And that's why when I hear people talk about, I came to him and he cured me, he gave me medicine, in less than 2 days I was okay. I mean, can you imagine? Some of them said I should pretend as I was sick.
Look at that.
It didn't happen to anybody. This happened to me. Balde, can you pretend as this guy cured you? And
you do the voiceover.
Yes, I said I will never do that.
Look at that, Mr. Adam.
And it happened. That's why I don't trust these people. If at all it didn't happen to me, I would have trusted them. But now,
look at that.
It happens to me. They said to me, you can just pretend as if you were sick. I said, everybody knows my voice.
Everybody knows it.
So if I do that, I mean, this means I'm lying to the people. I cannot do that.
No.
But, and also, we need to say something. We are not saying that traditional stuff do not work.
No, we're not.
We're not. It works. Like I said, the moringa and other things, because they've been tested.
Yeah,
but some of these things they're using, and you know, the evidence is there that some of these traditional medications that are not measured does affect the liver. Yeah. Here we are talking about liver failure.
How can you go to a traditional
kidney
healer?
failure.
You don't know what's the condition of the person, and the person mix some herbs and spit.
Anyway,
and tell you to drink.
I think we have a few minutes to go. So the first ladies of the Gambia and Sierra Leone have been conferred honorary doctorate degrees.
That's correct, yes, at the American
International University.
Yes, I mean, this is something that's becoming more and more frequent around the world, where, I mean, in the case of Fatima Bio, she has a master's, I think, already.
Oh, already?
Yes. She does. So, yes, this is a doctorate, so a PhD, effectively. It's an honorary one.
Yeah.
She might now ask that she be addressed as doctor. She would be entitled to. The former president, Professor Dr. Al-Haji Yaya he insisted that
James Junkung
that it be included in his title. So they might, maybe they'll issue a press release or something along the lines, I don't know. But yes, I mean, it's in recognition of the fact that these days many first ladies aren't just the president's wife.
Yeah.
They have lots of interests and lots of things that they promote, various foundations and so on. We have the FAB Foundation and in Hands of Our Girls in Sierra Leone, in the case of Fatima Bio. So this is in recognition of that. I think it's in humanities, the doctorate.
Yeah.
So it's in relation to the work that they do. So that's good.
I think, like you mentioned, first ladies are doing quite well now, not just being the president's wives, but also taking up, sometimes people have their own criticisms to say, oh, there's no office of the first lady. But for me, I look at the impact that they are making, whatever the case might be, even if they don't have an office of the first lady, just being the wife of the president, you're automatically an influencer,
of course,
like it or not. Yes. So you have to then use that influence.
Well, very important.
Imagine if I was the president's wife, you guys. Can you imagine that?
Can you imagine me telling
well,
me
no,
to
I'm going to be president, not the president's wife. I'm going to be president.
Can you imagine becoming the president's wife and telling me to change my mind?
No,
Please
I'm going to be like a president, not the president's wife. I'm going to be president. Hello, president.
Exactly. But you're right. I mean, we look at the likes of Michelle Obama and others. It's changing, and there isn't officially an office of the First Lady. Because there's nothing in the Constitution that says there is. But nowadays, it's not unusual to have that.
Yeah.
So yes, it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we can't really delve into but
anymore.
I think they're very interesting headlines that we can even delve into tomorrow.
Sure.
Even though it's today's newspaper.
You got the accident in URI.
Yeah, well, all of that.
Accidents all everywhere. So,
but I'm just informed that we have limited time.
Sure.
So we will now go for this short break. So it's not a commercial break. This is a video of Loli M. Kamara's story on KMC gutters. So we will take a look at that, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Lamin Diba, Councillor Chairman, Environment and Sanitation Committee of the Kanifing Municipality. We'll be right back.
Built to create passages for water in communities, KMC's cleaning department are busy cleaning gutters for easy flow of rainwater. Lamin Diba, the chairman of the Environment and Sanitation Committee, who is also the ward councillor at Old Bakau Cape Point Ward, highlighted the importance of this exercise.
So when we started this about 3 years ago, we have seen that we have less flooding within KMC, especially Bakau here. The past 3 years, nobody ever called me from Farakon yard telling me that my house, my compound has flooded. I feel it is necessary for us to do it. That's why we are continuing doing it now. The malaria prevalence also reduced drastically because the moment you do that, when the water comes, it carries away the mosquitoes and the mosquito larvae and so on. So it has been reduced. And even the environment even cleaner. So these are the 3 important things we have there.
Among the biggest problems contributing to the blockage of these drains is the indiscriminate dumping of litter in the gutters by residents. Councillor Diba explains how that affects the free flow of water.
This canal, about 3 times in a year, I clear. Because why? People always collect their waste, household waste, solid waste that come and dump. Most of this waste, these people are taken out from distance. It's all household waste. But the people who are living within neighbors here, they are the very one doing it. And they are the very one, when flooding happened, they always call the council, my house has flooded. Council have not done anything. National disaster have not done anything. But what have they done? You see, something that your own benefit, you are spoiling it.
Councillor Diba implored people to always take ownership of local projects.
These people, just look at how many of them, they are here. Look at the distance they cover. And they have to cover about 300 meters away. 300 meters. So people also need to change their attitudes to make sure that at least something that went to us, we take care of it. You know, even in town, sometimes they will be digging, you see some people come with water and rubbish and throw it. When they talk to them, they tell them, it's not you. This is the brand of the government. Who are the government? We are the government. Who are the council? We are the council. If you don't do it, they said council our council have not been working here. We elected them, they have been working. But what are they doing? You see, all these are household waste. They are coming from our own home. The truck is always going around. Just a matter of $10 per bag. Instead of paying that $10, you just put your household waste in your bucket. When you are going to the furrow, you just come and throw in the canal.
According to Councillor Diba, plans to improve the condition of the gutters are underway. However, he said the council cannot do it alone. He called on government and developmental partners to support the initiative to keep our environment clean. He announced that the council will embark on Operation Clean Our Environment, targeting the youths and football teams to spearhead the campaign. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
All right, that story by Lolly M. Kamara, taking a look at the cleaning of gutters at the Carnifing municipality. At this point in time, when the rainy season is already here, so that's the big question, why now? But to help us really understand why we're doing, maybe there's a strategy to it I'm not aware of, but to further educate us in relation to this very brilliant initiative, don't get me wrong, very brilliant. We're joined by Lamin Diba, Councillor Chairman, Environment and Sanitation Committee at the Carnifing Municipality. Mr. Diba, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
Yes, first question, why now? Why are you doing the cleaning of gutters at this point in time, when really the rainy season is already here? Why didn't you do it prior to the start of, because fine, the rainy season this year really shocked all of us. You know, normally we do not have rain at this point in time, but we do know certain months that are there and we know it's going to come within those months. So why at this point in time, somebody might actually try to attach something to it, the whole initiative, which is brilliant anyway. Yeah. So what can you tell us in relation to that?
Thank you very much. I really love your questions. Why we started now, in fact, as you said, this time the rainy season shocked all of us, because we are not expecting that the rainy season will start now. Right. But previous years, we start prior before the rainy season, and then we have our timetable. But at this time, the rain fall before the actual starting of the cleaning of the quarters and here and there. But this quarter cleaning is ongoing, all right? Like Bakau and other places, all right? The quarter cleaning is ongoing. Like the one you have seen in the picture, we have cleaned this quarter about 2 times or 3 times, all right, before this exercise started. Okay. All right, if you look at Bakau and other areas, there you have these small quarters. Those quarters are, they are within our community, all right? The papers that people throw and the other things that people throw will blow into the quarters, and at the same time, people also come with their wastewater, put in fish, when they, and so many things, vegetables, things which they don't need it, and throw them in the quarter. So it means the cleaning of these quarters are ongoing. But this massive cleaning exercise, plus the dredging of the canals and other things, we have that every year once before the rainy season started. Yeah.
But question is, sometimes we see some of these cleaning exercises happen, and then you remove all the dates and gather it together. Sometimes when video talks, I guess it comes back because the trucks do not even come on time to collect it. So this one, hope we did not have a scenario as such where the cleaning was done, the cameras came, QTV JTS, it's out on the media, and then it's gathered, and then next minute it might even take 2 days for the trucks to come, and then it will actually defeat the entire purpose of what we are trying to achieve.
Yes, you are right.
Yes.
Maybe you have about maybe 5 or 6 or 10 people in the quarter removing the date.
Right.
All right. But some places, like I will give an example of the Kairaba Avenue here. If you look at Kairaba Avenue now, up to the American Embassy, that every place is clean now because we are also monitoring them. And those who are doing the contract, we always tell them that whatever you ditch up to a certain distance, you have to make sure that you clear the rubbish.
Exactly, that's the way to go.
Yes, that's how it goes. The day Loli Camara came to my ward, when I was going for the monitoring, because since this thing started, even the weekend and even Sundays, I don't have time because I have to follow them to make sure that they do the right things. If you don't do the right things, you have to go back and you do it again. So that day, they are doing the main canal in Farakono. So when these people were also having the tube truck, trying to remove the dirt from the the sands and the rubbish from on the street. And now they are doing that. When you go to that area now, you'll not see anything there. So after doing that, we have a monitoring team, which I'm the chairman of that team. But we have our director of services and the National Environment Agency personnel, Mr. Guy, who is also stationed at the council. We have a monitoring team. We will go around again to see whether these jobs have done properly before we satisfy them, all right, and before they receive, half of their payment, all right. Now the reasons why some of these people, like when council give you are not expecting that you are going to pay upfront. You will do the job, and then we give you some money so that you can pay your workers.
So that is why sometimes they delay.
Sometimes it delay. You understand? Sometimes it delay. But after when some of them get their quarterly payment, they were able to mobilize these trucks and so on to do the cleaning up. So
that's the sad part, I think.
Yeah. Mayor also, he is somebody who is, I really admire his leadership, quality, leadership. Sometimes he'll go around, all right? He'll just take the picture and send it to me. All right, when he does that, I know on that particular day I will have a sleepless night. Exactly. When he was outside there, we traveled to America to attend one of the summit. So he always called me, Councillor, Chairman, then before coming, I want to see that these things have started. Then we are putting our logistics together. We are policy makers as councillors, but we also have our people that are there for the services. They are our technocrats, right? They are managers and so on. So you, as a politician, you like to do it right now, but for them, maybe it's not suitable for them. Maybe there are one thing or things to put together before they started. Okay. Yeah. So that's the problem. But we are on top of everything now. Yes.
I'm happy.
Let's take a look at the gutters. I mean, on a normal circumstances, we should not every year you should not do this. I mean, I can see a lot of sand in the gutters. What do you think leads to this?
Yeah, those ones are erosions. All right, and the attitude of the people, as I mentioned before. All right, these quarters, some of these quarters now, they are an old quarters. Like, for example, like in Bakau. I'll give an example in Bakau because the Bakau is only a town that is crisscrossed with the quarters. You can see. Then the population was not increased up to this stage. You don't have that much businesses on the street. All right, these quarters were very clean. We even used to play football in it. All right, sometimes we'll brew our attire while we put our legs in the quarter. And when the rainy season started, sometimes we have these crabs and quarters and then catch them and eat them. But now nobody dare to do that. Because the moment the population increase, the more waste you expect to create. The moment the business increase, more businesses, you have more waste also. Because most of our big people, instead of buy these dustbins and put it in front of your shop, you will not even do that. You just only waste and everything will be thrown on the street. When you go to Westfield to Jinpek Johnson, if you look at that quarter, you will not even believe that this will have just cleaned this now. Right? When I was doing my monitoring, everything was clean. But last week Saturday, last week Saturday, I went there with my team. When I look inside the quarter, I can't even believe what I've seen there. I mean, in fact, so sometimes I see some people having these curtains, these plastics, these those who are selling this cafe tuba and so on. They just gather everything and just come and put it on at the edge of the quarter and burn them.
Well, in fact, that's a very important one. I can remember there was a time KMC put up different bins all over the KMC area. What happened to those bins? I mean, because if we have them, people will avoid throwing things here.
We still have them. In fact, those are recycling tires, those bins. All right? And then we have those bins also from our sister city, from Madison's. Those bins were given to the institutions like schools, mosques and churches and so on. All right? But these other ones, they are from those who make that one called, don't throw it. They are from my own ward. Cape Point, that's where they are stationed. They are young boys, very innovative. All right? And even the QTV, the CEO QTV, when he saw that, he even gave them contract. Those ones are branded with the QTV distance at the council. So when I saw those, I was going around, right, to see what is happening within that, because Cape Point is part of my ward. All right? So I met them there. They are making the dustbins. All right? I was surprised. I said, so you people are here doing these things, but we are not aware of it. He said, we can even make chairs out of these old car tires. I said, okay, that's what it's time. Together with one of our expert bodies in the agricultural committee, he called me, then we decided to take them to the council, for council to at least patronize them because they are young boys. All right, they make a lot of dustbins. I think it's about how many? Because all the canoping towards the pipeline, most you can see them be stationed on the road. But sometimes you find people sitting on it. All right, one day Mayor told me, I said, Councillor, I'm surprised. I don't know how are we going to change the mindset of the people. All right, and their attitude. These dustbins are there. I was in my car standing looking at a big man eat an orange, and when he is ready, he just throw it inside the dustbin. A child from a school, that particular child went and picked that one and opened the dustbin and put it there. And even in front of...
But my question now at this point in time is mechanisms put in place. Because another thing that we have to, you know, I know it is expensive for really councils to do some of these, you know, we all have ideas that we want the council to implement, but financial constraints as well are a challenge. But do you have any maybe patrolling council members to actually inspect or check on some of these things that are happening? I just want to know. I know it's ambitious. It might be expensive for council, but is this particular idea actually on the pipeline? Is it?
Yes, we have the anti-littering team.
Okay, from the Carnifing municipality. So how often do they go out to actually check
we have limited staff. All right, because it's newly set up. We have our own bylaws that we are trying to implement. We are implementing it. This anti-littering staff team, the manager of the other team called Lamin Kamara, and we have very limited number of people. It's now, just now, we talked to our committee, that's establishment committee, to recruit more, so that every places we have our team to be stationed there, that will be patrolling between that wards. All right? Because if you look at it, even these legal dumps that have been creating, all right? When we came in, we cleared about almost nearly 500 legal dumps within KMC, because every corner, then we don't have any bullet truck. Councillors have to go to the councils, you know, hire these trucks and so on. So thank God to Mohammed Jah, the CEO of QTV. I traveled with him to China. All right? When you come up with this initiative, we tender it. All right? TK Motors and all the other companies here. But he's only one who comes and willing to finance it. So whatever we are doing, the credit also have to go to him.
Well, I mean, that's
and then he paid our ticket to China. And we stayed together, and he treated us very fairly. And then just look at it, he doesn't put any pressure on us. We paid this at our own time, and he just come and hand over the title to us. So Mohammed Jah is a very good citizen, definitely. All right? He sometimes, in fact, when I came from China, I fall sick. This man drove his car and come to my house and visit me there. I know what he has done for my family. In fact, he called me, he said, Councillor, this child going to university? I said, yes. Can we bring to the distance, we see how best we can sponsor? I didn't do it, but I should have done that. But I didn't. You see? But he's a very good man. That's why when he invited me here for this program, I did not even hesitate. I came before 10.
You come. This is your television. Yes. So, but what are we doing to make sure we cover the gutters? I mean, sometimes leaving the gutters like that. I mean, Councillor, sometimes it costs people their legs, huh?
Yeah. In fact, thank you very much for that question. I'm expecting that even you don't ask, I'm going to, you know.
Right.
All right, when it became, you know, the reasons why I became Environment and Sanitation Committee. All right, when I was newly elected, we are in the council, so the service director, I posed this question, why our waste have not been collected? And this was my problem at Bakau, because we are far from the dump site. All right, the donkey cart, when they collect this waste, they just go to our backyard and dump it there. So it was concern. Even at my backyard, you have a legal dump there by then. So it became my concerns. So I said, now, if there's going to be a committee set up, I'm going to be the Environment and Sanitation Committee chair. But it's a very hectic job. Yes, it's really hectic.
So,
now,
question,
let me just complete this one. All right? We have this initiative to cover all the quarters.
Right.
All right, but some of these quarters also, we need to rehabilitate them because the block was all collapsed.
Okay.
Actually, especially when you go to Bakau, most of these old quarters, all the blocks was are not there. All right. So when we do our budgeting and everything, all right, with the director of services, Bakau alone, just Bakau, not only the other wards, because we want to change this format of this quarter. Instead of these ditch quarters, why can we make it as a service quarter? This service quarter, people may not have chance to connect their waste pipe to it. They are service. In fact, when the sand goes there, it will not be digital. Just only to move the sand or papers and then throw them. But for this one, you see people connecting their waste pipe and everything, they come and pour water on it. But we have seen this type of quarters within Serakunda here. They are easy to clean, right, and even create space for the cars. But for these quarters, there are problems, all right? People connect their waste, pipe to it, and then throw waste, waters, and everything there. So when you remove this debris from the quarters, you cannot clear that very day. You have to wait until maybe 1 or 2 days so that the water can sit down. So now, when we have these ideas of how are we going to rehabilitate these quarters, financially, we have, because alone is $116 million. Because you cannot touch this quarter without touching the roads. It has to go together. Newtown, to create drainage system there, went up to 37 million. I don't talk about Ibo Town, Talini North, Talini South. When I went to those areas, I was surprised what I've seen with my eye. I wish maybe one day I'll invite you people. When our committee are going for assessment tour, you follow us within that area. You'll be surprised.
Jennifer will go with them.
Yeah, but again,
yes. So the cost.
I want to know. You said this happens every year. This general cleaning.
This general cleaning.
Because I do not want people to peg this to the fact that council elections are coming.
No.
I don't want anybody to peg it to it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, because when politicians act, when politicians are in action, one can peg it to that.
Normally, this is what we are used to.
Exactly.
Not only in Gambia, but in Africa.
When politicians act, the council, I don't know if you have plans to actually vie for the same position again. I can't judge that, and we're not here for that. No, and that's also for another day. But one can say, election things like that. That's why I'm asking really if we can confidently say it's been happening in a sustainable manner, in a designed manner. That's what I want to know finally before you go.
Yes, it is happening in a designed manner and a comfortable manner, because this is something we started about 3 years ago. Our first time in office, we have a lot of flooding within KMC. Actually, you can even go to national disaster and you ask them. One day, the director called me and said, this initiative is very laudable.
Okay.
All right? But when you started about 3 years ago, even Bakau Forokono, the past 3 years, nobody called me and tell me that council of my house has flooded.
Because of this initiative.
Because of this exercise. So we see that it's a very laudable initiative. Though it's costly, but we have to continue because we are rendering service. We are not business-making body, but we are service provider. So actually, people tax they are paying, they will also see the benefit of it. Because when flood happen, sometimes when you go to councils, you go to national disaster, they don't have the capacity to give everything to everybody. Council, the same thing. Well, they will say, look at the council, they are paying our tax, my house are flooded, they have not done anything for us. So this is terrible. So that is why we want to continue with this. But as time goes on, these quarters will be taken care of.
Okay. I just want to make it clear. I don't want you to leave here and people say election is coming, and you said it's left to your people. In fact,
the job that you people are doing, it's a good one. I mean, we appreciate it. I mean, this is what you are supposed to do.
Sure.
It's a good one.
Sure. But we just don't want them to be proactive when election is coming.
You see?
You understand?
But for the past 3 years, we are...
No. That is why we asked the question. Just so you clear the air. You say
thank you very much.
It has been happening in a sustainable way.
It's not because
election or not election, it's happening.
That is why I say this daily cleaning exercise is ongoing.
Okay, then no problem. No problem.
But
we are watching. We are watching. If
the
you
canals
get
also
elected,
we start dredging them now because that one we are partnered with the National Environment, National Disaster Management.
Exactly.
We pay our dues, and then they also borrow us with their heavy equipment.
Amazing.
So when you look at the Ibo towns, right, Latakunda Yiringanya, all right, and Kotu. They just are there to
no problem. So what we want to do is, when he gets elected again, we will observe if the following year, immediately you get elected, we will see you do this again.
If I'm elected again,
yes,
I'll make sure that at least the condition of these quarters are improved.
We are watching.
Change the format or we cover them.
We are watching. We are watching. We are watching. You have your chance to prove yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
One day, when we are going for this assessment tour, we'll invite you to follow us.
No problem.
Areas. Right? In fact, time is limited.
Yeah,
otherwise,
time is.
Areas.
Yes.
You'll be surprised.
We are watching. We are watching. Thank you so much. We are watching. So we will go for a short break and we'll be right back. When we come back, we'll head right on to social issues.
So it's
if you followed us, yes, but join us close this segment. I mean, you know, it's an honor. Isn't it an honor?
Absolutely.
Yes. So join us. If you've been following us from last week, you would realize that we've been discussing the issue of the closure of the Birkama fish market. It was on the news and we've been discussing it here for so long, and we had questions to ask as to why did we as a country, not just the Birkama Air Council, allow this particular problem reach where it is now, inspections and other elements that should come together to ensure that this is prevented. So we will be joined by officials, that is the chairman of the Birkama Fish Market and a representative from the Food Safety and Quality Authority to help us further understand how this really reached this stage. We are quite interested. We'll be right back.
Your favorite QCell service has gotten bigger. eFunkanta. Now you can loan bigger credit amounts to make life easier for you. Loan $75 and $100 and pay later. Yes, you heard me right. Get credit loan from $10 to $100 using eFunkanta by dialing *393#. Anytime you run out of credit, whether you want to buy Q Power, browse the internet, make urgent calls, or send SMS. eFunkanta is the service for you. Dial *393# and choose the loan amount of your choice with no hassle. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus, the pioneers of mobile loan service in the Gambia. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Check out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information. Cherry.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
man waaw kay boo gisee nag ñu di ko waajal depuis léegi dañoo bëgg nag yokku cere dolli ñeex li ko war a nag QTV dañu bëgg saa yu ñuy def dara képp ku ci nekk rek gis ci sa bopp moo war a nag this time ñu bëgg koo yokk nag yaatal ko nag géew bi nag dañu ko yaatal boo mu yaatu lool ba tax ñu ngi woo designers yépp ci biir réew mi waaye yow mi nekk sax bitim réew bëgg ñu wane nag say product jokkal ak QTV da ci am solo nag bu baax a baax ba tax nag ki nga xamante ne piis lay jaay ci marché bi bëgg naa wane ay piisam ak ay xeetu piis yi mu yor ñëwal ci biir Tobaski ak Style 2022 moom la ñuy waajal xanaa war naa neex dama ne nag kaay leen ngeen won ma seen mënin ma wax leen seeni cumbukaay ba tax nag jokkoo leen ak ñun ci nu mu gën a gaawee ci 32 44 44 4 ak QTV ak Tobaski ak Style yéen ñi rek ñu tax toog yow rek ci jongama cey
The authority told the market committee that the decree followed an inspection conducted at the market after public complaints over poor hygienic condition. Speaking to QTV after issuing the order of immediate closure, Mahmoudou Ba, the FSQS Director General, said the inspection generally saw gross violation of food safety laws, adding that the FSQA is the sole authority mandated to officially do this, and as such cannot allow the market to continue operating under such conditions.
And this is also where people buy food, people sell food, and the food that is being sold here under these horrible conditions are not fit for consumption by anyone. And as a result, the Food Safety and Quality Authority, with our mandate, we have to make sure that we at least enforce what is to the best interest of the country and for the consumers, so that at least we try and make sure that people are not buying food that is detrimental to their health, that will give them diseases, and that will give their children and grandchildren serious diseases.
DG Ba emphasized that there is zero tolerance for negligent practices that put consumers' health at risk, and the FSQA and food inspectors will use the full powers available to them under the law if a food business is found to be in breach.
When we're doing immediate closure, we don't give you notice, because certain closures you avoid resistance, stiff resistance, and of course Birkama, we all know, is a volatile town, and as a result we had to come, and in fact we allowed them to do their selling the whole of the morning, so that we came late in the afternoon when they would have sold their whatever, and people who will buy will also have bought, and then we could come and effect this closure.
Officials of the market, through the chairman of the market committee for the Manjang, expressed concerns over the impact on vendors of the closure. We have no problem with the closure, but the manner and timing are wrong. They should have given us notice. As we speak, vendors have over 400,000 worth of fish stock preserved for sale tomorrow. Now that we are asked to close immediately, we are going to lose all that. We are appealing to the authorities to please allow us to sell our stock tomorrow. This problem is caused by the Ministry of Fisheries, who are the custodian of the fish market, collecting $15 from each vendor every day, but not helping us maintain the facility. We have engaged them several times, but to no avail. Mr. Ba has this advice for vendors.
They have to sort out the drainage issue and also the cold storage. You could see the hygienic condition of the cold storage. Some of the fish is not even preserved. They are just kept without ice, and as you know, the temperatures are 30-something at this time, and the humidity is also very high. So as a result, spoilage of food is very rife.
The food safety.
All right, that story by Omar Pijalo there, taking a look at the closure of the Birkama fish market. And right now we're joined by Mutar Sonko, Principal Inspector, as well as Chairman of the Birkama fish market. Uncle, what's the name? Fode Manjang. Thank you so much for that. We apologize for not being able to capture your name here. Yeah, so let's start with Mr. Mutar Sonko, who is the Principal Food Inspector from the Food Safety and Quality Authority, because I can remember, Ibrahima, last week we were actually focusing on how this, reached here, if the right processes and the right inspections, the right route was followed throughout, then probably we will not have reached this stage, even if we have something as such, but it will not be as bad as having to close the entire market, affecting the livelihoods of different individuals having to sell there. So can you just tell us how often really the quality authority has been conducting inspection when it comes to food there at the Brikama market?
Okay, thank you very much for having us here. It's great for us. It's good for us to be here to enlighten the public about the issues that happen in the
and even mandate.
Yeah. So, regards to your question, our inspections are scheduled.
Okay.
They are planned, and they are planned in an annual manner. So every year by the end of the year, let's say by December, our annual inspection plan for the upcoming year is designed and is prepared, which means which is not entirely restrictive. It's open for modification as time goes and as issues come up. So the issue of market inspection is part of those plans, which happens also regularly. It doesn't. I think if I am right, in this year's plan, every quarter there has to be a market inspection countrywide, nationwide, meaning all markets in the country have to be inspected at least every quarter. But despite when issues come up, let's say we have a serious issue in Serekunda market or Brikama market or Latirikunda, that doesn't stop us from stopping certain activities we are doing and focus on that market.
Exactly.
So Brikama market has been part of the plans for this year also, and then we have been.
So my question is, you have quarterly inspections.
Daily inspections.
You have daily inspections.
Yes,
so
yes.
the Brikama area, the Brikama market, it's usually part of the daily inspection.
It's not every day. Not every day to go to Brikama. No.
Yeah, but the routine one.
Yeah, it's part of the routine.
So what has been the report from there? Because obviously
the report has been bad.
Okay.
In that particular area, not in all the sections. The market is quite big.
Okay.
So this is a portion of the market. This is not all the market. The fish market is just a portion of the market. So the reports have been coming and they have not been good. This issue has been looming for the past how many years? You can say. So we've been seeing it, but it's a thing that is that involves a lot of stakeholders.
Okay.
Even if NEA goes and close this place, National Environment Agency, you would agree they have the mandate to do that, right? The council, the Brikama Area Council, they have mandates to go to this place and say, look, this place is unfit, let's close it. Equally, because it's a place that different stakeholders have a right to act. Food safety is one of those stakeholders. So we decided, look, it's enough, because we could have gone through trying to, like the previous activities we've been trying, that is involving the different stakeholders. Let us discuss, let's see how we do this, but it's not working. So this time what we did, that if you listen to the DG, he said, when we close, when we do immediate closure, we don't notify you. So in this case, we decided, look, if we want to go through the governor, through the council, through NEA and blah, 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 this thing would not happen. So we decided to go based on the laws that we have, the powers and mandates we have. We just went ahead and closed it.
But why is it that you've never done a major warning where it's put out to the media?
For this one,
why not a major warning that is put out to say we are giving this specific warning to the Brikama market, known to the public, for us all to know that this is the condition and there's a warning, huge, big warning, like when you walk in an office, the way you are given 3 warning letters before you actually are asked to leave the job. Why didn't happen? To my knowledge, I'm not aware.
It didn't happen.
Okay, why is that?
The reason it didn't happen is because the grossness of the non-conformity is too gross to go and advertise it on the media. We just go and do our action. We don't have to warn anybody that this thing is bad. Any sensible human being, you don't have to go to school. You don't have to be a food scientist to see that place and know that this is bad.
But it started somewhere where it's even bad, because something as bad as this means it started somewhere where it was even bad.
Right.
Pour nit ñi di fa jaay in the first place ba ñoo aga fii nii because fii ëpp na ba pare waaye bonoon na bon boo xam ne dëgga jaay fa sax warut lu tax alarm bi was not raised boobu dem ak si fii
at some point bon boobu sax bu bon léegi tuti la def
tuti bobu sa warul pour nit ñi di fa jaay.
I mean the results that you were receiving, it's alarming. So why didn't you act prior to this?
You know, sometimes you want to give people the benefit of the doubt.
But not when it comes to
you
food.
go and inspect. They tell you, look, we are discussing with the council, we are discussing with the fisheries, we are discussing with the governor's office. You want to give them that benefit. Okay, let's give them time. Let's allow them. Let's see what they will do next time. But then you move, you see nothing is happening. Eventually, you just have to take an action without.
Okay.
But then.
But this is the thing is, like you are saying. In fact, firstly, I think you people should be thanking us for doing this. We just did the right thing.
We're not saying.
But then again, like I said, there are procedures sometimes. You don't just jump and do things like that in this country. People can politicize it. But as we go, we realize that, look, enough is enough.
You know, I'm not saying. At some point, if we are to move as a country, I mean, this notion of people will politicize it, I think we need to put that behind and do the job. This is a matter of urgency.
And that's what we just did.
No, you did it when it got bad.
Well, there's a point where you
anyway,
now
yes.
Ninna Alpha Kacha Mbafole ko Bismillah program auto. I choose to do this in the local language for at least market women to understand what we're discussing here. Molbe Brikama fish market la ko le kachaka ngalon ne ko komato itata leje sorong iko mote wafiro keleje katum plaso nyi ko anuta bake andu ntol ngalon ne ko West Coast region ntol ku jamal ka bonam Brikama le fenne me yalo nga ku mayla alto to mune wala loti
abarka bake se wada bake kabire mbiya len ko wanda ya kana nyin membe kerin Brikama moli yalo membe kerin diamo se ada ko be la nyami ana ka sara nyami idan fala nyola food safety jani telena ayatara local todun Ibrahima Silla minister wole bala do ko dulal tamakan ana rafta ji ayu taran wala marché tara tenti wolo la vando ay action da pour ko marché bonité ay commandé area council Brikama Market Committee and Governor's Office la bunda akon ka funyo ngabulo di nyola nga aram salon fa be mol kilana nji mi bina ndo ko jibe la be kala nyaadi le pour ka jeedo ko bar jani o tema ko area council ni governor ni market committee ka funyo ma e mol ma ko e be sawna dami pour ka traje dani marché ni doko dani marché doko kadu jere do ko no foni juwe be sabata marché be clean da steniata do ko la sala be do ko kala nyaadi le so mbe wala ko non ni area council ni governor mbe tarula ni jibe la mulstano dami janimbe do ko ni stal yo ngal ya itani la ko friday min kana al se vero ke janni o tema al prefa ko nyanda ka sawonne blami yetendi mbe wo ko do abe dala nyaadi ani mulbe sawna nyaadi le lemi vantale je jibe wolum van ko so binda si janama disasta la membe sirin Brikama ayen ko la ko nyuko futsete ko kana la marché so ne bi van go bibi akwa nga ba nyanda so na bi mo dajele jibe kante ako ndiam do governor me bi abe diam leyele ndala na marché to mbe sirin je 3 o'clock stade do ngaji futsete nata donc il faut que marché close ndiam te ko yamla ten so lava because dul ga nyele wafi ani ni te bo da banda do wal awa do ka problème o sotale ani mano mamulia ni alla dal man fem fo nyal ko al bien soro nga soro o be ko la le go ya ko dum ko do mi be jim jan science right now nga ko ay 400,000 fi nga yul ni ya al ya jan close do wol be bonnale o da faylale adi wala mu la balori kay ko nga bran li ndan so chance la le ko ni ali won le no jani ni lunga ni al mambo jamme marché soronal bo manke so ngal ko aso ko ni ko hani del la do ko la symbole wala do ko la symbole dinna ko ni nga marché tan a hal sifato nyanda ka close o mantra
ha bari sa enta be min ni kaka janning minister nyimbe taman na marché to janning food safety bina alfanan ale muneke mun kata ko ale woleke pour ka je ko marché alia senende kato altol fambe sonnale marché nying anural de
a duties nying
okay yalan del bo wafir la de marché kon del kan namul bile jo bari Brikama marché sanyi tan ni sabaka bida yeleta kamu tara bale ni ko ngamira o danda 5 years lela bari ni 7 years ni 8 years min bekete bini problème wol fet kan me fis milbe sidni je wolle ka joni saba because man se nyina do ko nyin kede mistake ko lati ya do kula comme like banjur be jami yalla anim bakaw yalla wol be badale la ni jola da kata bale kon so bi kam flan do ko le nyama ala tarbi kam man ba soto you understand kabiri woketa
comme amut geej da
amut geej
okay
yo yajile so woli ya ten na joni da kala dami kabiri marse ni banda san jomo na tadu la soto yo so ko el mil sinje kabiri wol fata dron sa jobu ka tanu la to kaliki mun ka ke management min bije wol ka tanko hay wati ka joni saba wol valla da jibi ko income be ka du tanko yeah, because this is when you haida. I do what 3 days no near about 3 days. I do lo ni but ila sabo so bagami 20 something thousand kamin ni akuna. You understand? I do near so don 3 days ni tara ye kamera na femman saba. Because I spano bi je jemi ka bonje asiatal.
So legi uncle fim nekk ni xawma na olof dégg nga.
Dégg na olof.
Waaw. So ma bëggoon a xam comme explain nga ne maa ngi xaw a for tuuti suma soose bi moom soriwut bu baax waaye maa ngi xaw a for yaa ngi explain ne comme amut géej comme ba pare dañ ko sampa comme Bakaw ak Banjul mi nga xam ne am nañ géej te ndox bi Ibrahima maa yoon track te ndox bi daf dee mën a dem waaye bii nii ndox bi dafa càng du mën a dem léegi lan nga foog ne lañ mën a def pour saafara ko dañoo tëj defar ine weene lii du dellu si waat because ubbi maquette bi ñu amaat the same problème du solve problème so lan nga foog ne léegi yow mi nekk chairman bi nekk nga fa xam nga lan mooy problème bi yaa ngi si ground bi lan nga foog ne lañ war a def at this point in time pour saafaraal the entire problem buñ amati situation bu mel nii
ayo ok comme nga dias bo stani wala la comme ni mol bo daje bitem fa ministre jantal la je le local to dum Ibrahima Silla ni fisi la ministre mutadran bi inda kana la je anila do kulalu bari je stadatal bi ajatale ko marché ni na man no so do
stadatal parce que action
tata yo kabiri ni lem bondi amanka ko mo dole makoy del balabalo le fon mil bi je tel wulita nga je je be senandi ila kasuli makoy tel trip do e jio yin saba o be ko la ato do marché fon la management fon tel trip ta kabila bodo ko la min jada mi yalla ngadilon NPP la regional chairman oti afana da je jibi ata kaddi ke dulale da ina makoy rosoto NPP la fanala wol fali be makoy ka sante wolle be jio yin be saba kanji wolle mo ba falan sama nanje pour kabale do nyin ko yaji so sambe min ko te bi comme ni la ya jibi lafta do ko la jibi la je mi yalla ko nyon kala so je kote ki na boda bi ko
exactly
so legi lu mo explain ne because hanga man dama do wax ne
ga ñu ngi try pour ñu set naka la ñoo liggéey
so lan nga fokk ne moy solution bi ñu tecc ni ko tejé ne ñu tecc nga do ko problème mo bang ndax ñu ñëwaat ubi ko problème be nala le côté
yalla bil ka marché be demi adi tele talate molula ya understand adum nye fasi wa vile because big up la baleti yaji ni ngo so no problem pour ka soro bare yo soro men kalka fu safety ya soro nga guldal nga dogo ke mo be bulo di jola nga dogo ke fasi data sa min to je wala nyindi ko kana jibe be wala la moy ka bi ni ayatra ko do ko la bi dogo ji kelano jele mbeje ni akaja ni atra ko do ko kelano je setar laji bi nga tawoto nga e pour penser ni ya do ko bari de lafta min min bije bi abenu nyami sai akana muru ka kewo nyama koteke bani marse ni amra liya kala dal bi del bele ya du dia bele ya moy masa ko ndala ministre la ya lundo fa so ministre sabo bena da jele jiji bi be jadi le was president fa na da jadi so jorol nga setar lo ke je mimi je nga lon ngo so plan mi muinde wala nyindi ko jayet fansu sebi tanko so ni osoto every day e ka had to trip taji ni problème o banla balon tan wodo ko be sialale ni ko be pay bo bon la ji asamba fo jiyo nyanda kata dami ko be kosla ko jamale
to nyaaram sambe na ambe muruleto
okay
food safety. The only time you people act is when there is noise in the country. When people are talking about a particular thing, that's the time food safety will act. You don't act on your own. Is that true? It is alleged.
I disagree. I want to disagree with it.
Okay.
So we only act when people talk? No.
So, man, my question here, you disagree with that?
Fully,
but
completely.
Still, I'm taking you back because still my question is not answered. You said you've been given the Birkama market warning. Am I right?
No.
You've never warned them in any circumstance after doing an inspection?
When you say the Brikama market is big.
The fish market.
The fish market,
yes.
sorry. When I say market, just understand I mean where the problem is right
yes,
now.
Yes.
So my question is, you said you've been giving them warnings. Is that true?
Right.
So when you give them warning, what has been the result of consultation?
So what I said was the issue of the market. You know, these people he's the president of the
chairman.
The chairman of the people that are in the market.
Yes.
So what I said was the issue of the market, there are several stakeholders that are involved, including the council, the mayor's office, even the Ministry of Fisheries, food safety as well. So what I was saying is to just get up and close it, you have to consult these people.
Right.
They all have a stake to play. Like I said, NEA has mandate to go and close this place because of the environmental hygiene issues. So these are people you have to bring together, share ideas, discuss, including the market associations, and see how best you can fix these things. But when that process is slow, that process
so
is
you
never
are telling
happening.
us now food safety is ready to do it, but other stakeholders are not.
No, I didn't say it.
Okay, so what are you saying?
I'm
just
saying it's slow.
Because
it's a slow process.
If you bring NEA here,
because
they will tell you.
I cannot remember seeing this man in any of those discussions.
He's not.
Yeah, I just met him in the first time, the first time when we closed it. So what I'm saying is the process takes time and it's slow. That is why the FSQA decided, now look, let's keep that process aside and do it on our own.
Okay.
At the end of the day, everybody is going to benefit.
So my question is, prior to that, understand nga, normal na, yen am ngeen mandate bi, pour Birkama area council bi ngeen feel ne, dega Birkama fish market bi, mu ngee dem towards a path bi nga xamne rightut, mooy path bi nga xamne aga nañ fa tey, amoon ngeen droit bi, pour ne, yena ngi joxe wonin ne, lii, num neka di demee nii, dañ ko war a seetaat and then you make it public bi accountability bi mu am ñu xam lu tax loolu amut man that's my word.
No, we haven't done any public sensitization about it. Why do you want to go to the public when you are working on the ground to make sure you fix the thing?
Why fix bi mooy ne tamit pour nit ñi xam xëj na ñi fa nekka ñi jaay ñu understand currently lan moo nekka di xew ba pare am na leneen li nga wax lu dangerous mooy ne da nga walk da ngeen dem ba ngeen realize ne bon na bon bu ëpp a ngeen tëj waaye xam nga when it comes to food bon bu ndaw sa lu bon
yeah
ndax du so lu tax alarm bi was not raised depuis boobu man loolu moo ma jaaxal
no you know like I said anytime we go to the market our activity is not just inspection. We inspect and sensitize. We inspect the place, we sensitize the people. Even the people that are selling in that way, we are now planning to conduct a training for them after this market saga is all over. We're going to have a specific training for them so that they know how to do this thing properly.
Okay, so are you telling me yenen stakeholders were in forthcoming, bolin realize ne tuuti sa bon?
No, I don't want to implicate any stakeholder
why
here.
You
know, let me tell you, the issue of the fish market it's been a long time.
No,
I'm not denying any digger. I would not be here to say NEA didn't do anything. No, I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying FSQA sees that the process was a bit slow, and we feel, look, let's do it on our own so that things get everybody gets the benefit.
Why do you agree that yen am ngeen tuuti lapses seen board?
There is no institution in this country that doesn't have a lapse.
Why duñ ko jël that is not an excuse. Balde, this is why we will not move.
I know.
I'm not saying FSQA is perfect. I will never say that. We have lapses.
Mr. Sonko,
I will say that very loudly.
Okay,
we have lapses.
Okay, all right.
Mr.
Now, what we are avoiding here, if you call NEA here, they will point finger to
FSQA.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, when are we going to move from this?
It's a bit disheartening for institutions most of the time to say there's no institution that doesn't have lapses. There are certain areas where there's no room for that. Areas as such.
So what are you people going to do to help us enjoy our fish again in Brikama?
Well,
are you still going to maintain closing the market?
Yeah, for the market.
They've cleaned the market. They said they've cleaned the market.
No, the market is clean. The market is clean, but like he said, the design was a little bit misplaced. The market was designed so that there is it's supposed to be connected to a sewage system, but Brikama doesn't have that. So as a result, the quantity of water, waste water that is produced, the drainage system that is in place cannot handle that. So in a day, the amount of water that is produced as waste, the waters they use to clean and everything, the sewage system in the market cannot hold it, and it cannot pass. Like you said, there is no river or a sewage system designed for Brikama.
Okay, thank you. Program warning, we've come to the end of the segment. I mean, just to clarify this, it's not a witch hunting program, or we just want
it's just a real talk.
You owe it to the public.
Yeah, a real talk.
Food safety. I mean, we put you there for you to make sure you
but food safety, so the lapses is
alfana ni ay modi al commande janga nyin kacha katun tol la domorol be ka bonam be kamale ndata West Coast region so e kaje ko akumayata bake pour ngaje ko kool be seneyata ndol fana nyinna mun na do kote pour ka banko nyin do ha. So I mean, I hope you will understand.
But anyway, he just said it right that institutions have lapses, just as in any other public institution,
and we work towards getting it better.
But for the layman out there, he don't like someone out there thinks you should not have lapses.
Anyway, we would
we try to improve everything.
Wow. So we would just stop at that. Unfortunately, due to time constraints. Okay, we will go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to Sports World. To stay tuned.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Your favorite QCell service has gotten bigger. eFunkanta. Now you can loan bigger credit amounts to make life easier for you. Loan $75 and $100 and pay later. Yes, you heard me right. Get credit loan from $10 to $100 using eFunkanta by dialing *393#. Anytime you run out of credit, whether you want to buy Q Power, browse the internet, make urgent calls, or send SMS. eFunkanta is the service for you. Dial *393# and choose the loan amount of your choice with no hassle. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus, the pioneers of mobile loan service in the Gambia. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster.
We are back.
All right. Welcome back from that short break. Yeah, so I'm afraid due to time constraints, we have to leave. We announced that we'll be joined by Momo Tuketeka to give us an update when it comes to what's happening in the world of sports, but unfortunately, time is not allowing us. But generally, you know, I think we have 2 minutes to go. What is your reflection on the entire program today?
Well, I mean, I just want us to look at the Brikama fish market. You know,
okay.
This is a place. It's among the biggest regions in this country.
Right.
So I think making sure the place is clean, I mean, hygienic. People, I mean, this is where many people get their foods. I mean, especially fish. So it's important for keeping it clean.
Right. All right. So that is all we have time for till we come your way tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.